Oh, say, can you see the light? What's a proudly shouldn't have turned down those cue cards. Oh.
Welcome back to definitely the most anticipated episode of United States of Australia of all time. I am your host, the Aussie Guy, and you might have heard of me in the last 12 to 24 hours. Also joining me here today, just to help me with all of this, is my buddy and yours, just Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Doing good, Ozzy. I kind of know how you're doing after yesterday.
It's been an interesting day. I said I was going to throw you on the spot, and I gave you a few seconds to think about it. But why don't you introduce a third member of the show?
Third member of the show. We're glad to have him back this week. We decided to run the jumbo package, so let's see that guy, Robbie, the Mariners fan.
Oh, I missed the button. There we go. Robbie, the Mariners fan.
Full back dive. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
So rat fuck piece of shit. That's probably how I should have introduced myself as
a rat fuck piece of shit.
Yes, and it's always it's good to see people here before the show. It was fun to see. Look, we got Six String Man. He was here early. You made America proud yesterday. Thank you very much. Detroit by Dark, rolling with the rat fuck piece of shit. We're all ready to have a good time. Dang Lizard, thanks for joining us. Just saw the Stalin 19 clip about KB covering this, and his genius complaint was, why is Hughesy not talking? Well, he himself had people fighting on his show while he said nothing. Yeah, Hughesy was genius yesterday. The whole thing, Hughesy put it all together. Well, actually, gee whiz, can't go any further.
I think Hughesy enjoyed it.
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp.
Sorry, Josh, didn't mean to cut you off. I accidentally bumped the button then.
Shooting up the charts.
Yes. But, we did have to hit the intro before we get into it. So, yes, of course, Hughesy invited me on It's Hughesy Hello to talk boxing with Aaron Imholt. And, yeah, Hughesy's, look, I'll tell you something about Hughesy. Hughesy's been my friend for a few years now. And Hughesy's very good at YouTube. He's been very successful at YouTube. And one thing I know about Hughesy is what Hughesy wants is views and clicks and all of that. And so Hughesy is always willing to put together something that'll get him views. And by God, did he get himself some views? Yeah, it was Hughesy putting that together, inviting me on. I assume clearly didn't tell Aaron Imholt who I was and what questions I was going to ask.
Noted boxing expert, the Aussie Guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, look, I think I held my own in the boxing discussion. That was the one thing that was agreed upon, I guess, if you want to call it a work. I did agree to talk boxing for 15 to 20 minutes until Hughesy unleashed me. So, yeah, that's sort of how it came together. Robbie, I'll start with you because I think you're the least knowledgeable. What have you caught of the situation?
About this, you're supposed to finish that sentence.
Oh yeah, sorry about this. Yeah. No, Robbie's an intelligent fella. But no, yeah. What have you caught from this so far? What are your takeaway from it in what you've said?
Well, so you had DM'd me saying you might be on Hughesy's show, but not to tell anybody. And then the fact that I saw it, not from you, hey, I was on it, but it just started appearing on my For You feed. And I'm probably the least plugged in of any of us on like those channels. So like I have to usually search it out to see what's going on and with this toe. But no, it was just appearing in my For You. I was like, oh, I guess he was on. And then I start like just going through messages and like, oh, he must have done a good job. And then I was seeing stuff like, I forget who it was saying, you got everyone needs to tune in now. Aussie guy is absolutely crushing steel toe and stuff like that. And I was like, well, that is hurtful.
Thank you, Detroit, my dog. I'm sorry, Robbie, but it has to be done. But you were making a great point.
It was a good line.
I'm frustrated at the moment. Anyway, like I was saying, take two. Like I was saying, yeah. So there was that, and then I don't know. I guess what was the funniest part to me, besides all the stuff he said, was the fact that he obviously didn't know who you were because you, as we all know, are not a noted boxing expert. Like in the past, when Hughes wanted to talk boxing with us, we've had to kind of drag you screaming along, kicking and screaming, like, can we just not talk boxing? Like you could I'm not a big boxing guy. I could probably name like 5 boxers. I don't know if you could even name, besides Tyson Fury and Canelo, any current boxers right now. And so, yeah, it was just funny how that all came together to me.
Just Natclo 2.0. Aussie guy got Aaron's goat. It's
Exactly.
actually got his go. I got his go.
That's what I was gonna say. You totally got Aaron's go yesterday. You got it.
Send Aaron the link, says Dang Lizard. I mean, maybe I should. I doubt he'd come on though. So
it's Vikings football day.
At this point, I think he understands what I'm going to try and do. So, what would be the point in that? Josh, have you caught any of it?
I saw most of it, and I could say that you could tell me more about Boxing Day than probably about actual boxing itself. And you sustained what looked like soft blows from 8-ounce gloves for about 45 minutes. But I think you stood in the ring very well, and it was pretty good to watch.
It is. I love that you guys are honing in on the fact that what the fuck am I doing on there talking about boxing? Like this is this is what Bidavla, El Horrible, those guys were talking about this morning, or this morning my time, last night for you guys. It's why would Aaron go on anyone's show and think that he's not going to be asked about this stuff? You know, that's what's hilarious to me. And this guy appears he has no business talking about boxing. Although, again, I think I handled myself reasonably well through the boxing discussion. I think I had decent answers. Who I am. But yeah, like, I don't know. You guys' thoughts on that? Should Aaron have known what was coming?
I would think to some extent he should have known what was coming. He acted like he was like, like for a minute he was with you, like, okay, who is this guy? And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, you're a rat fuck piece of shit. I think he, I don't know. He should have known. He should have known, but I think maybe he did know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he trusted Hughesy, which that's a good one. Good job there. But yeah, I can't imagine with everything you got going on. I can't imagine why you would think you could go on a show and you're not going to get asked about any of it. And also having the balls to think people want to hear you talk boxing for an hour. Jesus Christ. Jay Scoop is here.
That's just shows how egotistical that guy is. Like, yeah, people are tuning into you to see
your boxing takes.
Yeah.
That's why we put our football talk at the end of our Steel Take coverage. So the people that don't give a shit could just tune out.
We'll give you 2 minutes of football.
Yes. Jay Scoop, welcome back.
Hello.
Yes,
hello, Scooper.
Hearing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, new viewers to the show. Scoop actually hasn't been a part of the recent sort of climb in viewers and subscribers because you've not been able to get online with us. Scoop is over in Ukraine. He's provided medical help on the front line for how long now, Scoop? Like well over a year at this point, right?
Yeah, I arrived beginning of August
Feels longer,
That's
to be
amazing.
honest.
last year.
Yeah, look, it does. Yeah, and it's amazing how many shows you've actually done from over there. When you think about it, if it's been well over a year, it's awesome to have you back. And we are gonna, after all this steel toe stuff, Scoop, I do want to talk to you about what's been going on there in Ukraine. But if you feel you don't have the time, then we can certainly get to you first. But you know, as you know, the people are tuning in because I had a fight with somebody on a podcast yesterday, and people want to hear about it.
Yeah, I didn't get to hear the details about this, so I'm excited to know if you threw the glove or you kept the gloves on, you wanted to protect their face, or what happened.
Look, I'll be honest with you, like I had honestly had no cruel intentions. Like I just wanted to see him sweat about questions and see how he would handle it. It was genuinely how it was. I was going to try and ask follow-up questions and not let him sort of weasel his way out of things. Now, it gets to a point where he's just constantly talking over you and you can't actually get a point out. It gets a little bit frustrating. But, yeah, it was just to see him sweat. And then, he sort of threatened to bail out when I went with my softball start. Like, I literally just asked about his show.
Yeah.
and that's what got him to decide he wanted to get out. I guess he knew the worst was coming, but yeah, I don't know. It was interesting to watch him sort of close up and immediately just go, no, I'm not having any of this. And I understand it to an extent. Like I do get that he wasn't expecting it, but he should have. Like, I don't know.
He didn't want to answer those questions, but he immediately deflected and deferred. Like, this isn't about questions anymore. Let's make this about the Aussie guy.
Wait,
the rat fuck piece of shit.
But was this something where he was just like super sensitive and defensive, like immediate, like did you say like,
all right,
so tell me about your show, and he's like, what's that supposed to mean?
No, well, all right. No, the Scoop hasn't seen any of it. I have queued up Doom's clip, so why don't I just bring it up? And
okay.
It does feel weird playing myself on my own show, but we'll do it.
Toot your horn.
Playing with yourself is a different story, but playing yourself.
The turn, bitch. The turn.
I actually genuinely want to ask about your show. I mean, we could, we could talk Vikings if you want to soften the blow a little bit, but no, I want to ask you about your show because, like, people are talking about the fact you did mention going back to radio in September. I'll just give my own overview thoughts. It does come across at the moment, whether you like it or not, it comes across that you actually hate your show right now. Like, I'm wondering, and a lot of people are wondering, what's next for your show? Is the radio thing still happening? Have you gone back and you just haven't told any of it?
It is. There was a little thing that happened back in May that we're gonna have to take care of before that all gets handled. But yeah, no, everything's great. I love doing my show. I get people kind of read a little too much into stuff on the internet. I get it. I just don't take the bait, and I think that's a lot of the big problem.
All right, you hear that?
I don't take the bait.
I just hit the back of my head laughing so hard at that. I don't take the bait thing.
And I love that Hughesy's there because I just can imagine like the hamster in the wheel inside his head going right now what he wants to say or what he's thinking.
Yeah. And yeah, sorry, Scoop, you might have missed just before we were talking about how Hughesy put this all together. You weren't here for that, were you?
No.
No, so this is Hughesy's show. Hughesy put this together. He invited me on to talk boxing with Aaron Imhoff. And Aaron thought we're going to talk boxing for an hour. Didn't consider for a second that perhaps someone would want to ask about his crazy fucking life right now. But let's continue.
I don't, hang around after the show and read shit and watch shit and stuff like that. So If that means it doesn't seem like I'm interested in it, I apologize. I'll put in a little more effort. But no, I still have a good time.
But there is a lot of examples of you, like you are honestly just sitting there going, we've got to hit this goal. Like the goal is kind of consuming what you are at the moment. And you're constantly back to that goal. And
well, yeah, I mean, you got to make enough money to keep going, but I have a good time doing it. I really do. And I appreciate your concern. I'm not trying to belittle it or anything like that. I have a good time doing it. I don't know what else to tell you.
About 12 months ago, well, not about, exactly 12 months ago, you said if you're still begging for money in 12 months, that'd be the end of it. Have you seem to have changed?
There's a lot of shit that's changed in 12 months. Believe me, buddy. Yeah.
This is where it's going south.
Just like everything else I said.
Yeah. So right about here, this
You're
is
so
where
passive aggressive. Like even when you're not seeming like you're throwing shots that you said you weren't if you were still begging for money. Like that alone is a shot and you just slipped that in. That was what I was laughing about.
I'm not concerned.
Yeah, that too. Trust me, bud. I'm not concerned. I don't give a shit.
That was that's a low shot, dude. That was awesome.
Well, and that's the thing about him is he has to put these emotions onto other people. Yeah, he has to give you emotions because he's feeling emotions, So, yeah, at this point, all right, Scoop, you've heard it to this point. Robbie said there's a little bit of a passive aggression going on.
I don't know if that's the right term, but you're just subtly throwing in these haymakers.
Yeah.
But do you think I'm being rude or disrespectful?
Well, I will tell you.
The questions are.
Yeah, well, I will tell you that if I came into this expecting a boxing show, yes, I'm already feeling heat, and I'm like, okay, I'm being polite right now. I'm trying to answer, but obviously, I'm not going to make this about me. I'm going to try to deflect this the best way I can. But the more you're going to keep on this topic, the more I'm going to be getting pissed at you. So that's the way I see it. Honestly, even though I know about this guy and he's a douchebag, if I'm just being unbiased at this moment right now, I do feel a little bit for him because this is not what he's expecting. And that would be very uncomfortable. But because I know how he really is, I'm enjoying it at the same time.
No, that is the fair criticism. Now, again, we can laugh at the thought that he thought he was talking boxing for an hour, but the facts is he did. I think he thought he was going to be talking boxing for an hour, which is insane. But I'll pick it back up.
I'm allowed to change my mind whenever the fuck I want to.
You are allowed. So that's it. You just change your mind. Your attitude's changed. You're happy to just keep going after that goal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Does it bother you? Like, does it?
Oh my God! Is there a certain way you want me to answer you? Is there?
No. I'm just asking.
You had one question and I didn't answer it the way you wanted to. So now you're asking me kind of the same question 3 different ways.
No, it's
I wanted to come on here. I want to talk a little boxing with you. I thought that's what we were doing, and now is it?
No, it's just an interview process.
If you want to do an interview with me, I'd be glad to do an interview with you. That would be great. I'm not here to do an interview with you today. And I'll be honest with you, you trying to start an interview with me today under the pretext of this, I'm not impressed by it. I don't like. It seems a little like backdoor shenanigans.
I mean, Husey invited me on the show and I came on the show.
No, I'll do an interview with you. If you want to DM me or talk to me or anything, you want to set up an interview or something, we can do.
You want to do an interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern? I do my show.
The fucking Vikings are on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Vikings Day, my friend.
At 10 a.m. They're not at 10 a.m.
The whole day is Vikings Day. No, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of fucking around. I probably won't do an interview. You just kind of the whole way you kind of jumped on this when this was pitched is like
at least he was truthful there
and shit today. I'm not impressed by it. I'm not impressed by how you went about doing this.
Hughes invited me on the show. It's not like
all
right. So yeah, I'll pause it there. This is where I'll go with my defense on the whole situation. Is like, and I do end up getting to that and mention the fact that shouldn't you be mad at Husey? Like Husey set this up. I didn't set this up, and I would be crazy to not ask these questions. Like, am I going to sit there and talk boxing for an hour? Why would I show up to talk fucking boxing for an hour? It's particularly because it was in the middle of the night. Like, of course, I'm going to take this opportunity. So I feel it's misplaced anger at me, but I'm the one antagonizing him. So I understand that he is angry.
I've never seen Husey not talk for such a long period of time. That was my
Husey's
thought.
loving this.
Oh, he really loved it. He was very quiet. He was very quiet.
He's got this fake, I'm shocked at what's going on thing, but I'm assuming he knew what was going to happen.
Oh, he played it perfect.
You assumed he knew it was going to happen. There's a message from me to Husey that I said, I assume he's going to leave a few minutes after I start asking questions. And he threatened to, but he didn't. And I was proud of myself for, I guess, holding back enough to keep him on the line for an extra 45 minutes or so.
It must have been damn good bait to stay on that hook for 45 minutes, man. Fucking A.
I think it's his ego. Like he couldn't be seen to walk away. Like he doesn't want to give a win to the haters. You know what I mean? Like, whereas I couldn't give the slightest fuck about whether I won or lost this debate with Aaron. I've been getting a lot of feedback to say that that I did very, very well, but I don't care about that. Like, what I wanted to do was to do something that would be entertaining to people, that people would flock to and watch and talk about. And it does seem to be getting a lot of views on these clip channels, and people are talking about it. So that's all I wanted, and that's what I got. So
not to interview me, it's kind of, no offense, kind of a scumbag move.
Scumbag move.
That's
all
how
right,
I kind of perceive it.
Let's talk scumbag moves. What about you told a story about how you got like nose to nose.
No. I'm not gonna we're not gonna sit here and do fucking Aaron stories. If you want to sit here and impress, I don't know who you're trying to impress.
I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm asking
run through everything I've ever done. I'm not interested. I'll be honest. If you want to cut it here, we can cut it here, and then we can keep going. If you want to make this about all the problems I have with Aaron Imholt, figure that out.
So watch me get more and more frustrated here as I try and shut it down. As I realize, he's going to bail. All right, I need to back off. I need to shut this down, and then maybe I can needle away a little bit later on. But right now, this is me trying to shut it down and just keep him there, and watch me get frustrated as I try and get that point across.
Out on your own time.
Okay, Aaron, that's fine.
Any issues, if you say one more fucking word about any problem you have with me, I'll be glad to take off. I got better shit to do. But if you want to drop it now and we can keep going, then you can drop it now and we can keep going.
Okay, Aaron, you've laid your cards on the table. I accept that.
Okay.
Right? You don't want to talk about this stuff. You don't want someone to challenge.
That's not what I came here to talk about. I'll talk about it on my show.
No, that's fine. This is
talk about it somewhere else.
Can I talk, please? I just let you talk. Can I talk?
If you're going to say one more fucking word about me or anything you were trying to do with me or anything else, no, I'm not going to let you talk. Because honestly, it was kind of a shitty, underhanded way to try and bring up issues you have with me. I don't know who you are.
I don't have issues with you.
I'm not familiar with you, but now you're asking me all this shit about me on a show where I'm a guest. I didn't come here to be interviewed by whoever the fuck you are.
I'm just asking questions people want answered, Aaron. That's
then they can watch my show and they can ask them.
Okay, but Aaron, it's fine. This is Husey's show, and I don't want to ruin Husey's show and have his guests walk off because of me. So if you're not going to answer my questions, then fine. I'll drop it. It's fine. You've stated who you are here today. You are a coward and don't want to answer my questions. That's fine.
You are a complete shit.
So yeah, that's throwing the bait back in the water.
Getting the go. The go.
I'm going to shut this down, but I just want to let you know you're a coward. So if you want to shut it down, you're admitting you're a coward. So should we keep dancing or not?
Keep dancing.
And shit. Oh, you are cute. I'm sorry you didn't get the one-on-one sit down with Aaron that you wanted. I apologize.
Isn't that what's happening right now?
Pretty much.
I got invited on the show and I said, absolutely, I'll take the opportunity to talk to Aaron.
Kind of shitty, though, for you to agree to go on someone else's show. I want to ask questions to Aaron on Husey's show. it's kind of it is kind of a chicken shit move though. Like you're kind of a bitch for doing it that way.
For getting invited on the show and coming on the show. You're
Well,
like,
because
agreeing
it
to...
seems like you had ulterior
How
motives.
would
Like,
I have
I'll come
known?
on when air. I get it, dude. Everyone operates that way when it comes to me. I'll
How
go
would I
on.
have known, Aaron?
I'll go on Hughesy's show, and I'll get to sneak in a few questions about Aaron that I saw on Reddit. Dude,
How
it's
would I have
you're
known
kind of,
about this? Husey
to
didn't
quote
invite
Mike
me.
Tyson, you're kind of a
So yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to get across here is that he's saying that I made this plot and this scheme to like get him on with me, and I was like Husey got you on his show, and then Husey went, I could create some fireworks if I invite the Aussie guy on, and I went, yeah, I'll go do that for you, Husey. I'll have a great time. So yeah, I guess this bit to me is kind of boring and frustrating because it is just us talking over each other, and I hate that. But it gets to the point with Aaron where I just have to talk over him if I'm going to get any point across because he's not letting me talk.
rat fuck piece of shit. Like that, it's kind of a bitch move.
Oh, I'm a rat fuck. Didn't
You're
you
kind of a
run
rat
to the
fuck
top?
piece of yeah.
You
You're
ran
literally a
to the
rat
top
fuck
to
piece of
drop
shit.
your wife in because she left you.
That's
She
fine.
decided
See,
you're
that's
abused.
what you
She's had
wanted to
enough of
do.
your abuse.
I got you to admit it.
leave you.
That's what you wanted to come here for. You didn't give a shit about Hughesy's show. You didn't give a shit about what he
You
wanted
just called
to
me
do.
a rat. You just called me a
You
rat.
wanted to talk about Aaron. You wanted to talk about me.
Of course, Aaron. Of course.
Thank you for
Yes.
admitting it.
You've got
whole
all
thing
this
to
crazy shit going on
Of
in your
course
life.
I do.
Why
And
wouldn't I
watch-
want to
and
talk
watch
about it?
the Steel
Husey's reaction here is so good.
Husey the whole way through. There's moments where he's got this giant grin on his face, where it's like it's really arced up. He does a lot of sitting there pretending to be shocked, where he knew what he was doing
Right here,
all along.
right here, the little cloud above his head said this couldn't be going any better.
Yes.
Does he really have? I know this is a sidebar, but does he really have an Anthony Joshua life size?
Yes, he
ball?
does. Yeah.
That is.
I love that you know that's Anthony Joshua without his head. You are not doing your like a closeted homosexual rumors any favors there.
No, sir.
Well, how many black boxers are from Britain that are famous?
Sorry, that's great.
Deflect.
Yeah.
And it also says Anthony Joshua is my boyfriend on the thing. I'm just putting two.
All right, I'll give you that. Anthony Joshua is my boyfriend. I didn't notice that. I'll give you that, Robbie. But we also now have a soundbite of you saying Anthony Joshua is my
Fuck
boyfriend.
me.
Oh dear. I forgot the point I was going to make. Now you distracted me. All right,
We're talking about Husey at that point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Again, I love Husey. Husey's my friend, and Husey's done great things for me. And Husey's good at YouTube, and it's stuff like this that proves that he's good at YouTube.
Till morning show, 6 to 10 a.m. Central Time.
Now I remember what I was going to say. That was me, and maybe I might have had an argument with Robbie here on the podcast way back in the day, but I don't know that I've got as loud in this little podcast studio as I did in that moment when I said, you've got all this crazy shit going on in your life. Why wouldn't I want to talk about it? Like I was like, are you insane, Aaron? Like, of course, this is what I want to talk about. Yes, that's why I'm here.
To hear all about it instead of Dean Hoozits from Australia.
How did you know his surname?
I investigate everybody.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Not very well.
If you're not gonna,
That's the fourth time you said it's fine. Are you sure it's fine, Dean? Are you sure?
It is absolutely fine.
You haven't made up your mind. The last 3 times you said it was fine, you kept going. Are you sure it's fine?
No, I kept going because you kept going. If you're going to keep going, I'll keep going. Yeah, you were the one who said I'm not going to talk about any of this. See, at this point, I feel really childish. You know what I mean? But, you know, people are tuning in to watch it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this this well orchestrated ambush that you guys threw on that breaks just about every vanilla rule there is to, like, I don't know, interviewing somebody about one topic and then changing gears. But of course we love it because it's exactly what we want. I'm curious in comparison. So say today, for whatever reason, Dan Patrick invites you on his show to talk about some cricket finals or something, but he's recently had a problem with his relationship. Maybe there's rumors that he smacked her around. Would you pivot Dan Patrick?
Are you kidding me? Of course I will. Are you insane?
You are
Dan
a man,
Patrick.
Ozzy. You are a man. You stand by what you think.
That's
and
what people want to
do.
hear about it. Of course, like entertainment integrity.
I love it. I love it. I just in a more, bold example.
I thought you were going to go.
You would do the same thing, and that's cool. You immediately say that you wouldn't, and I respect that.
I absolutely would. And in the other direction, because that's the direction I thought you were going to go. What if somebody did this to me, where they invited me on and then they started grilling me about
you give a shit less?
Exactly. Like there's nothing in my life that I'm ashamed of or worried about. So ask me anything. I don't give a shit. That's a thing. The ambush is only a problem if you've got shit you can't talk about.
But I would just pay for that moment. You're sitting there, Dan Patrick. It's like blah blah blah, and you're like, and that's why Morgan is one of the best players in the game. But about you, Dan, Morgan had some fair hits in that contest, but it sounds like you had some fair hits on your wife lately. What's that about?
If that was the situation, if there was a similar to Aaron Imholt, someone that abused their wife, I absolutely would do that, and I would want Fox or ESPN to just go to commercial or technical difficulties. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be right back. Technical difficulties.
We're doing it live.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Good job.
I haven't caught up with the chat. Given we're discussing, King of all diffs, I have to agree with Aaron. It was a pussy punk move. Fair enough. Yeah, if that's I agree. No, if you don't like the idea of the ambush, there's no other way with Aaron. That's the other thing. There's no other way of actually getting to talk to him. But so yeah, no, I totally understand if you think it was a bitch move to ambush him, but I also say if you're a content creator that's trying to get some clicks and get some views, then why not take the opportunity?
You could say it was a bitch move, but it was probably one of your best opportunities to get that shot to ask the question.
King of all gifts, you're the Australian chat. That's a bit harsh, dude. It's a bit harsh.
No, like you were saying, like the entertainment value shot up. So it's just if you're somebody who's only gonna want things to fall within those vanilla lines of what's kind of accepted, of the etiquette of whatever, then you're gonna cringe. But if you want the entertainment, you're hoping it's gonna jump over that line, and so that's why I'm glad we did what it did. The part that I don't like from him, because if he's gonna, he's living his life, he's had these things come out in the public, what's going on, you got to accept what's going on. And so he's sitting here, he's fielding what you're saying, but once he starts to cross the line of saying scumbag move and rat, whatever, this and that, it's like, okay, that's the point where now he's making himself look bad no matter what. Like once he start throwing those incendiary like labels.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Like, he did set things up on a tee for me, like saying that's a scumbag move. That's a perfect segue into, like, getting in your wife's face and screaming at her. Calling me a rat. It's like, oh, you mean like you ratting on your wife and all that? Like, it just, it just sets it up. Like, if you're gonna start throwing out those names, why isn't this moving? I was gonna bring up a chat. Sorry, my bad. Made me lose my train of thought. But anyway, it will teach Aaron to stay off these shows and listen to his lawyer. Yeah, that's kind of my other thing, King of all diffs, is at the end of the day, like, I was there asking him the questions. It's not like I was trying, full backdoor means of like just completely slandering him on my show, like he has done to his ex-wife April and just airing out dirty laundry. I just got on a show with him and asked him questions, and I didn't expect him to answer anything that he didn't have to answer. So, or he couldn't answer. But I wasn't trying to get him in legal trouble either. I was just going to ask him as many questions I could and keep him on the line as long as I could.
I'm curious how many, what percentage of the show did boxing actually get spoken about?
It was about 15 minutes, if that, I think.
Out of like what?
That was the stuff clipped out of the shorter version.
I think the show went nearly an hour.
Yeah.
And we did boxing for about 15, 20 minutes. So he hung around. He did hang around. Although I give him full respect and credit for that. Stick around to the end and, and jousting with me. Like, it might have looked, I don't know if it looks worse if he leaves. Like, yeah, because it'd be very easy to say, look, I'm not talking about any of this shit. This guy's not stopping. I'm leaving, but he stuck it out. So good on him.
Yeah.
Go back to the clip.
Well, I started the Aaron questions. You're right, Dean. Now, is it fine? I want to make sure.
Again, I haven't asked you any more questions. I've just responded to what you've said. Like, you called me a rat. So
I called you a rat fuck piece of shit.
All right, well, yeah, rat fuck piece of shit. Yeah, so
Let me get this straight.
And I by the way,
rat fuck piece of shit.
stand by that statement.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm a rat fuck piece of shit.
Yeah.
I've never ever sold out.
You
my
and I
wife
agree on that one.
with some fucking internet views. I've never done that. So
you give it a shot. It actually can be kind of fun.
I love my wife and I respect her. And
that shit's overrated. You gay. Yeah. I love my wife. Oh, yuck.
Is this a good time to go to Super Chats?
To go to what?
Super
Chats. As the people that were donating money to Husey to take shots at Aaron or
Ozzy, I suppose.
Yeah, or me, or add fuel to the fire. So yeah, it's part of the reason. Another part of the reason that Husey was loving this. I can't remember if Doom left in these super chats or not.
Yeah, let's check out a few super chats.
Nice podcast, Stupid. This is going great. Another win for the toe.
Always.
Always. Here's one that'll go down well. From I can't remember who. Yeah. Aaron is a tiny pain. I think that's the thing that people write with. Nick makes me geezer.
Makes her elderly.
Oh, there we go. And then this one.
Yeah, Scope, you seem to understand that. What is that, Scope?
It's when a girl she sprays like because she's so fucking orgasmic.
Stimulants can age people.
Citizen M. Aaron's a genuine cowherd through and through. So
hey man, that's what
either way, if it was cowherd or coward,
so I can ask the guest questions.
I didn't
like a real man.
I didn't book myself. I got invited
to talk to me. Now, if I would have gotten to a thing, if I would have gotten a thing from Husey that says, "Hey, you want to come on with me? My buddy Dean reads a lot of shit about you and wants to talk about you and wants to interview you and wants to use boxing as like a subterfuge to it." Then we could have done this. But that's not what.
See, I didn't do that. Like, I didn't go to Husey and say, "Can you get Aaron on your show?" So that I can interview him. Husey got Aaron on his show and then messaged me and said, "Do you want to come join me?" And I said, "Of course, I'm going to do that." So that's where I defend. That's where I defend myself in the bitch move. It's like, well, hey, why not do that? Like, if Husey's going to screw him over, like, yeah, I'll screw him over with it. I'll take part in the Husey screwing him over. I'm going to take the opportunity.
But you did.
Well, so you should be mad at Husey, not me.
I'd never could be mad at Husey. He's way more likable.
I couldn't contact you, Aaron. I'm blind.
I don't know about that.
Because you were probably a cunt.
I couldn't give you a heads up about
so
this.
Wait, so you're blocked? So you're saying this is not the first time you've been a rat fuck piece of shit?
No, I mean I tagged you in the tweet where
I'm sure
I clipped your story about getting in your wife's face and yelling at her while you're in her face. I clipped that story and I tagged you and I said how abusive and disgusting this behavior.
Everyone who's ever been blocked has never done anything wrong. I just did this. I've never.
No, I literally just spelled out what I did. I clipped the story of you abusing your wife, and I tagged you and I said, I think you're garbage for this.
Okay, and now you got to go on a show and you.
I was actually really stunned about how much he sat back and let me say about him abusing his wife there. Like that was the one. That was one of the. Yeah, it's like one of the few moments. That was one of the few moments the whole time I was on. Well, after he got hostile with me, that was one of the few moments where he actually sat back and let me talk. And I was like, "All right, cool, thanks, Aaron."
You got to say that.
Yes, I got to tell you to your face.
And I still think you're a rat fuck piece of shit.
That's great, dude. I'm happy you feel that way.
But the fact that you did it like a little bitch is my like.
Yeah,
I don't.
Cool. I'm a
you're
bitch,
not really,
Aaron. I'm a
kind
bitch.
Of
Does that change the fact that there's two women you're not allowed to talk about because you're so harassive and abusive? You're not allowed to talk about. Does that change that fact? That I'm a rat fuck
that's a fact. That's 100% a fact. You are a boilerplate. Like you are a.
All right.
He's getting his face has changed colors by that point. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, a lot of people commented that he got very red.
Yeah, he did.
Because usually he's a pretty pale guy. That was impressive.
I think that's the last like really decent shot I got in at him with the two women he's not allowed to talk about. After that, yeah, I don't know. I think it kind of does drag on a little bit after that, where it's not as fun. I think that's the peak of it right there when it most got going. But yeah, again, there was a few. I mean, BYB, shout out Quadfather. He sent in a super chat that said April Anderson, Ashley LaRue, Kayla Ricada. I forget the other one, but anyway, just all the names that Aaron. Well, Kayla and Ashley LaRue are the names he's not allowed to say on air. There was one thing I pointed out when I talked to him about the accusations that he abused April physically, and he said ex-wives never lie, or like sarcastically said, "Oh yeah, because ex-wives never lie," and a lot of people pointed out that. Well, it wasn't his ex-wife at the time. She was his wife when she made the allegations.
That's a good point.
But I actually thought about it, and I actually think it might even be deeper than that. Because at that point, I think we were yelling over each other, so I didn't actually hear what he said. But seeing these clips since, I know what he said. I actually think it's worse than that. He's actually saying that the woman that he has a harassment restraining order against him and that he has a 90-day jail sentence suspended if he breaks that. I'm thinking that he was actually saying his first ex-wife lied in court documents. I think that's what he was saying, not saying that April lied about it. I think he's saying Ashley LaRue lied and was breaking a restraining order. I don't know. I'm not sure. But look, I had a lot of fun with it.
I love that there was a Husey entertainment membership gifted in the middle of all of that.
Yeah. No, indeed. Big Greg and I was here, one of our old Malatown people that stuck with us through thick and thin. Mike Durbin super chat, who's Jesus, Greg, you can never get your spelling right. Mike Durbin super chat, who's Dean? Yeah, that was a hot button topic, and I tweeted this out earlier, and I'll defend Aaron on this. Aaron was hammering home my real name, which is not a secret. My real name's Dean Galloway. I'm not afraid to say it. It's not a secret. I just like the Aussie guy moniker, but Husey started out the show saying Dean relentless amount of times, and I don't think. The more I think about it, I don't think Aaron was using that as a way to get to me. I think he was. It was just the name he knew that Husey had been using, and it didn't get to me because it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I like going by the Aussie guy, so that's that. I'll clear Aaron's name on that thing. But wrapping it up, yeah. I mean, I sent Aaron a message today and said, look, I understand you think that was a shitty move, but I was going for entertainment and took an opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I don't hate Aaron Imholt. I don't. I have my opinions on him being a shitty person, but I don't have enough feelings towards him to hate him. So, yeah, I did, you know.
Kind of funny to hear it that way. I don't have anything against him. I think he's a shitty person, but I don't
hate him. I don't hate him.
You can think someone's a shitty person, but not hate them. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like
hate's a strong
like
emotion.
Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
You have
like,
to. You've got to earn hate.
Yeah,
gotta
there's two different.
Exactly.
I would say there's as many shitty people as non-shitty people, but you can't hate all of them.
No,
exactly. No, to me, I need to know somebody, like properly know them to actually hate them.
It's like you're saying, Osama bin Laden did these fucked up things that I could never forgive, but I have to respect him as a planner. He was very
he's very organized.
The Buffalo Bills head coach, that was his whole point.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott, remember?
Yeah,
none of you guys remember this, do you?
I do remember.
I remember it. But everybody's
don't leave
going
me
off
out
the
on
9/11.
This is not the area where you leave somebody out on an island, people.
Not leaving you on an
I
island.
thought I chuckled when you said it. I thought I
chuckled.
chuckled.
I thought you were chuckling like, what the hell is Robbie talking about?
It's like the Panthers last week with their 9/11.
Get confident,
reference.
stupid.
Yeah, it's a losing reference anytime you bring the 9/11 card up.
Yeah, no.
It's like
it's beautiful.
All right, well, all of you that have joined us for the
this has got to break the most comments record by far and away.
And we broke our live viewer record as well.
I can't see on the iPad, but that's
we went over 70 at one point. So yeah, it's big day for us. Aaron will be happy that he's made another channel. And yeah, look, all credit to Aaron. He has helped our channel grow for the last 2 months. Goofing on Aaron and fucking around with Aaron has got us subs and viewers. So thank you everyone for joining us. We are now please, stick around. No, I'm just saying, like the Steel Toe Talk is done. That segment's over. But J Scoop hasn't been around for a good couple of months, I think, since you were last here on the show, Scoop. We chatted to you about a month or 3 weeks ago, but what's been going on over there? For those of you who don't know, Scoop is in Ukraine. We discussed it quickly earlier, providing medical aid and all that on the front line and helping rebuild certain areas and all that. What's been going on lately, Scoop? We know it's been a struggle to get online.
Yeah, it's just, it's been intense as far as, there was that push into Russia and whatnot. And I was trying to limit how much I was going closer to the front because, I've faced a lot of heat from my family and my girlfriend over here. So I was trying to stay close to the capital. But then, some of my counterparts that always stay at the front said that they needed help. So I had to help out with some things there. And it was pretty intense. And then all of this was also going around during the heat of the summer, we had all like power outages like constantly, and that was a pain in the butt. And then we had this period where it dipped down and we finally had power for a little bit. And then the Russians did this big attack, and I don't know what they hit, but clearly it had some kind of an effect, because then all of a sudden we had these outages come back. And that was happening all at the same time that this push into Russia was happening. So it was just making it a pain for like being able to get online and be able to talk to people. Even my family, I wasn't able to talk to people for quite a while. And I hate that part, because then they're wondering if something happened to me. But now it seems like things have kind of, bounced back in a better direction. There's still, though, a lot of there's just that slow grind by the Russians on the Eastern Front, though, that's still pushing forward. But now recently, you may have heard in the news that Biden I still think it's dumb when they say he gives permission for, the Ukrainians to use weapons to go more long distance into Russia. as long as they're not the specific U.S. ones and whatever. It's like, well, then why does he get to give permission if they're not even, if they're from whatever other Western country? But
he
anyways,
just wants to make sure he's got plausible deniability, unless shit his fans, he can be like, "Oh, it wasn't me."
Exactly. Whenever World War III kicks off, he just doesn't want it to be the where like, and this was the moment it happened when Biden said, or Trump said, whoever it's gonna be, So, but at the end of the day, that will help keep the gains that we've made into Russia if we're able to shoot farther in. So that's what she said.
I just quickly before just a couple of chats I want to bring up just from our last topic before we completely move on. Shades Cal said, "Funny how he's calling you Dean, but asked that Anne's name be removed from the screen." Yeah, that was a point, and it was also a point where he made a point of telling Husey to not put that name up on the screen, and then I said, "Don't react to it, because now people are going to look at that name and go, who's that person?" And then they're gonna and he got all like, what's the word? I guess passive aggressive and sarcastic with me, but I feel like that's good advice. But just this Husey one as well. Kevin Brennan called us losers for doing that show yesterday. He then went on to record a 4-hour show with Stevie Lou and Mr. Kill Everything. For those that get it. So yes. Thank you very much. All right, sorry, Scoop. So yeah, you've oops, I meant to take that off the screen. So yeah, you've pulled back a fair bit, but there's obviously been a fair bit of damage being caused. What is it day to day like? Like, is it constant stress about the next attack, or do you get time to relax? Or
well, it depends. So like during this last period where I had to go further in towards the front, the front normally I would be by the front. In this case, the push was into Russia. I didn't go into Russia, but I went closer to where those guys were at because they needed the help. But so whenever you're going further east or northeast, obviously the danger is going to be more and there's more stress. Whereas if you're back in the capital, which is where I'm at when I'm not helping out at the front, then you're just, waiting for the random air alerts that happen just about every day, and whether it's going to be rockets or UAVs coming in. But it's a lot less stressful when you're back in the capital. So, but like I said, I had kind of cut back how much I was going out east for a while there, but once that push into Russia happened, then that kind of changed things. And of course my girlfriend wasn't very happy about that, but I am who I am, I can't just sit around.
It's what is it? Semper Fi till you die. I mean, I just made that up because it rhymes, but
no, it's true. But you are who you are. I don't know how many of you guys actually played sports, but if you've ever been on the sideline, whether you were like suspended, injured, any of this stuff, and you had to watch, and how much torture it is, like it's that same feeling. So, and then the other part that sucks is that.
Wait, sorry, Scoot. Six String Man brings up a good point. I bet it's not as stressful as hitting the goal every day like Aaron.
No.
I can't compare at all.
Yeah, wouldn't even come close.
But yeah, the other part that sucks is not being able to share as much as I would like to, or like show things, because it's like, you have to be careful when you're over here. Who can pay for a random photo you show, whether it's you're showing an anti-air position, or you show the face of a guy and then his family gets killed for it, or you have your phone on close to the front and now UAV or
locations
whatever.
And all that. Yeah.
So the majority of the time it's weird, because to me, when I go on my social media, I try to have that moment where I like share something. The majority of the time it'll just be something back in the capital, or maybe I'm doing something fun or just something neutral. And I look at my feed, and I'm like, it doesn't even look like I'm where I'm at most of the most of the time. Trouble to me, it looks like I'm somewhere fun on vacation. It's like, it's kind
it does.
It doesn't look like what I am actually experiencing. So
yeah, you make it look kind of like, hey, maybe I should go there for vacation.
Yeah, and I welcome you guys. Come on down.
Yeah, can't wait. Look, we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes, but Scoop, what's the how close are we to you getting home? Like, is things working out with getting your girlfriend back with you and all that, or?
I'm waiting for her paperwork, her medical exam, which was the most recent thing that was in our way. She passed that. Everything's good with that. So now the next thing is this interview that she has to do at the embassy in Germany, because of course the embassy in Ukraine is not, U.S. embassy in Ukraine is not functional. So we have to go to a different country, and that was the one that they assigned us to. So we're just waiting for that to be scheduled. But it will be in October at the soonest, because she has some kind of, I told you before, she works in healing, massage, all these things, yoga, and she has a retreat that she's doing at the beginning of the month. So I think sometime after that will be her interview.
So she smokes weed?
No. As a matter of fact, I gave her an edible from that somebody smuggled in here, and she just about lost her mind.
Hey, Robbie, do you want to?
That's too good.
Crazy.
So, Robbie, do you want to clunk things around a little bit more and all that?
Oh, sorry.
We got to freeze that look you had. That was great.
Yeah, been clunking like a madman all day. Not Goat Man. Fuck off, Goat Man. I wanted to use his comment. Can you see that, Scoop?
How's Kerry Washington doing? Better than Lupita Luongo? I don't know. She's doing great, Husey. Good to hear from you, and good to see you keeping the silence on those clips that we were watching. It was the loudest silence I've ever heard.
I love the amount of people I've heard say, "Great job by Husey for not saying anything." like the best compliment Husey's ever got was like, "Yeah, Husey just sat back and just shut up." It's the best he's ever been on his show. So well done, Husey. You're welcome, by the way. Is the Aussie guy blocked on Aaron's channel? I'm not. I don't comment on his show. I don't watch his show. I watch through NLO and WATP and Blind Mike and all that. Can the Aussie guy just super chat all the questions? The answer, yeah, as if I would do that. I think you're insane to give that man money. Make him go get a job. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this wrap up of My Fight with Aaron Imholt podcast. It's great to have you back, Scoop. Let everyone know where they can find you in between you having your phone on and off and all that.
For sure. And pro tip, free tip for all those interested. Make sure you start Christian McCaffrey this week on your fantasy teams. From a 49er insider. Yeah, you can find me on the X at Jesse Crean, JESSECREAN. If you feel like helping to throw money towards some tourniquets to save some lives over here in Ukraine, you can shoot a PayPal over to me. I will make sure it gets there and show you proof. And you do that through my email, WANYA25, M as in Mike, at yahoo.com. That's my PayPal. Thank you.
Yeah, help Scoop out. Yeah, it literally just goes to helping injured people in the Ukraine war. It's no political bullshit. It's just Scoop helping people. That's all.
He's the Casanova of care.
Yeah, he is.
I don't give a Democrat, Republican. I fucking sit.
Independent. It's all good.
and I don't care whether I like one side or another. I treat everybody the same, and yeah, it's all about saving lives right now.
Excellent. Thanks, Scoop. We appreciate you being here. I know it's tough to get here, so it's great to hear you. Great to talk to you again. And as always, you had good insights and added good perspective. Like I do like the fact that you brought up that, you know, we just ambushed him and all that. Like it is nice to have different, like an outsider's opinion, because a lot of people are just piling on Aaron and telling me how great I was. But it is fair to say
I respect a good ambush if it's conducted properly.
It's an accurate call,
especially when you do, like, you know, a little frontal attack set up by Husey, and then you envelop him from the side with Ozzy. That was perfect.
Thank you very much, Josh.
You can find me here in Southwest Ohio right now, helping Justin out, running a little house saving cats.
Yeah, save those cats. Good point.
We are saving those cats. He's like the Anne Frank thing going on down here. You gotta hide him in your fucking attic.
Rescue the pussy, y'all.
Tremendous. Retarded Goat Man is here. I don't know what's going on, but this was a great show. It really means nothing coming from you. It means nothing. So, but thanks for joining us.
Cake and sodomy.
Robbie, your plugs.
You can find us at USA of AUS Pod on X. You can find me at Mariner Robbie on X. And I'm just proud of myself for not saying Twitter for a change.
Did you just start to say you can fuck?
No. What?
I mean, you can. Actually, if there's any chubby chasers out there.
Oh, Jesus.
Meltdownmedia@gmail.com. Let us know if you're into the fat men. I want to hook you up with Robbie the Mariner fan.
Yeah.
He needs to get his end wet.
Get a chubby cubby.
Yeah. YouTube.com/getmygo. I'll plug that forever. Husey Entertainment on YouTube. Get over to Husey Entertainment. Give him a like, give him a sub, and check out the infamous episode with myself and Aaron M. Holt. Otherwise, what's your handle? What's your handle on Echo Pineapple's channel? Echo Pineapple. Just imagine pineapple, but put a 3 where the E should be. And also on X, I am at that sussy guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.
That was a scumbag move, you rat shit fuck.
Rat piece. Rat fuck piece of shit.
Rat piece. You know what the fuck.
You know, I know what you mean.
Rat fuck piece of shit.
Rat fuck piece of shit.
Oh,
he only said it like 20 times.